Alright, YouTube, so in my second video of the night, I thought I would get on here and also talk about something that's been on my mind that I kind of wanted to clarify just a little bit. So, I know I've spoken about Bill Maher, the comedian and main host of the HBO series Real Time with Bill Maher. I thought I would just talk about this in detail because, Bill Maher's been getting a lot of heat recently. And rightfully so, over his bullshit takes over Israel. This has been one of his sorest points, even back when I was a big fan of him and I championed him quite a bit, especially when he spoke out against war, the Iraq war, and whatnot. He's pushed back against Republicans and whatnot. So I like that about him, back in the day and whatnot. But even then, his showing over Israel has always irritated the shit out of me. Okay, it's always has. But I have a love-hate thing with Bill Maher. There's some times where he gets it right and he speaks the truth. But he does have a tad bit of, Trump derangement syndrome. He's been a parroter of Russiagate dozens of times, and I don't agree with that. Okay, so overall, I'm kind of half and half when it comes to Bill Maher. I can listen to him. I've actually seen him perform stand-up here in Boston back in 2018. It was actually very funny. It was actually very, very funny, and I enjoyed it. It was actually a Christmas gift that my aunt and uncle gave me when I think it was my 22nd birthday, August 24th, 2018. But I can listen to Bill Maher sometimes, and I can say, yeah, dude, you're right on this. And then there are times when he'll just completely just go off the rails, and he kind of pulls a Tulsi Gabbard, where all he fucking talks about is just how bad wokeism is and whatnot. It's like, okay, we get it. Wokeism is stupid, okay? I can't stand the speech codes and fucking wokeism and everything. The same wokeism that has taken over the left, okay? It has. Just like the pro-Ukrainian left that I can't stand, and I rip into shreds on this channel daily, including in my streams, okay? I can't stand that shit about the left, okay? But can we stop with the whole woke shit, okay? Not everything is fucking woke. There's more important things to be talking about. Yeah, you're listening, Tulsi Gabbard? There's more important things to talk about than fucking wokeism, okay? Not everything is woke. Not everything's about cancel culture. Not everything's about this, and this, Not everything's about that. So can we talk about something else other than this type of thing? Because that's when these people that I do defend on some key issues, they do irritate me. Just like when Tulsi Gabbard does that whole thing, it really annoys me. And Tulsi Gabbard has made a lot of respectable comments on, Russia and Ukraine, on Syria and whatnot. But then when it comes into the whole, this stuff about, wokeism and cancel culture and how this is ruining our country. Yeah, as if there isn't other things ruining our country. There's so many more important things to focus on, the military-industrial complex and our for-profit, corrupt bullshit, the health insurance system, and our lack of universal health care that drives people into fucking brink of bankruptcy, and student loan debt, people drowning in student loan debt. There's so many more important things to focus on. So when people like that do that, it really irritates me. So no, Bill Maher is I kind of look at him like Tulsi Gabbard now. I sort of like them on some key issues, but then they get to be ridiculous, and I'm just like, all right, I'm done listening to this. Bye. See ya. Have a good day. That's kind of how I look at them. So, of course, you would think that Sam Seder and Bill Maher would be like natural allies, because think about it. Bill Maher has been a parroter of Russiagate for literally years, for a long time. So hasn't Sam Seder, but yet Sam Seder loves to bitch and moan about Bill Maher sometimes. But of course, instead of criticizing Bill Maher on his policy positions and whatnot, he has to sit there and he has to do the whole fucking Bill Maher was politically incorrect. Bill Maher talks about wokeism and political correctness, and you have a show called Politically Incorrect and all that. You're an ass because of that. That whole fucking bullshit video that he made and whatnot. Okay, it just doing all that type of shit. It's just so fucking ridiculous and so devoid of reality. It's like, you're a grown-ass man and you're gonna call some other man a fucking ass. You know, like when he made this little fucking bullshit commentary about Bill Maher, that he's always been an ass, he was just sitting there, like, he just couldn't wait to say it. He just couldn't wait to say it. Like, he just couldn't wait. It looked like something that he wanted to say for years. Like, just something, it's like, oh, finally, I get to say this. Like, oh, I finally get to get this cinder block off my chest. Yes, I get to call Bill Maher an ass. Like, I've been waiting for all these years to say it. And that's literally the impression that he gives off. He just gives off this, oh, I'm so glad I get to say this. Finally, I get to say it. What I've been wanting to say for such a long time that nobody else has said, so now I'm going to say it. It's like, oh my God. This is why anybody with half a brain in their head do not take Sam Seder seriously, or, like in my case, was a fan of him, but of course no longer am, because he's been literally going downhill and has been falling off a cliff for a long time, and I jumped ship and I unsubscribed, and have not been subscribed to him for over a year, and now I can see exactly why. So instead of criticizing Bill Maher on things like, oh, I don't know, his bullshit commentary on defending, like, corporate candidates and talking down to Julian Assange at one point and throwing around Russiagate talking points, defending Israel. You know, I mean, instead of saying bullshit, you have to say, instead of saying that, you have to say this bullshit. You have to say the bullshit. Like, that's the worst thing about Bill Maher. That's the worst thing about Bill Maher, that he speaks out against wokeism. Okay, I'll give you that. When Bill Maher goes off the deep end about how bad wokeism is, and he throws the whole, like, okay, when you say things like this,
wokeism is no different than politically correct. You had a show that was called Politically Incorrect. You've always been an ass.
Okay, you've always been an ass because you did this. Okay, fine, I'll give you that. There are times where Bill Maher does give off that, you know, that smug way of thinking things, you know. He does. And like I said, I watched him for a long time. My grandparents were a big fan of him, but even my grandfather's just like, I don't know about him. My grandfather calls him all sorts of different things, says he's a fucking moron too on certain things too. He says the same thing. But Sam Seder, is Sam Seder any better than Bill Maher in this instance? Okay, like I said, Bill Maher does come off sometimes like a douche. He does, 100%. 100%. But Sam Seder, are you any better than Bill Maher? Like when you sit here, instead of criticizing him on his policy positions, you have to say things like, oh, he's an ass because he had a show called Politically Incorrect, which was like, when? Back in the fucking 90s, early 2000s, late to mid 90s, early 2000s, and stuff like that. So instead of criticizing him on actual issues, you decide to just criticize him and strawman the ever-living shit out of him. And literally the only ass in this instance of Sam Seder is you. Look in a fucking mirror, okay? If you look in a fucking mirror every once in a while and you see your goofy ass leprechaun retarded looking self, then you will see that the only one here is you. The only ass here is you. Now, like I said, Bill Maher does come off like a smug douchebag on numerous occasions. He does. He gives off the whole, like, oh, it's like, get off my lawn, sonny. You know, he gives off that grumpy ass old man, like, get off my fucking lawn, sonny. You know, he gives off that vibe. But are you any better than him, Sam Seder? Are you any fucking better? How are you any better? How are you any less of an ass than he is? Oh, that's right. You are an ass. You're a fucking dumbass. You're a fucking moron. And you just get worse and worse by the day. Like I said, I jumped ship from this channel a long time ago because this is what it degrades into. Instead of saying, well, here's why I disagree with Bill Maher, boom, boom, boom. And then instead of doing, oh, here's why I disagree with Jimmy Dore, boom, 1, 2, 3. No, it's just, oh, yeah, well, we all know why he talks shit about Jimmy Dore, because Jimmy Dore lives rent-free in his fucking head, and Jimmy Dore and others like Glenn Greenwald and the Gray Zone, oh, Sam Seder can't take that because Sam Seder is a corrupt motherfucker. He's a corrupt neoliberal corporatist who masquerades himself as a progressive when he's anything but, because he attacks progressives. Every single time there is an actual progressive that goes out there and actually speaks out against the issues, kind of like Glenn Greenwald does in Brazil against the Bolsonaro regime. Oh, that's right. Sam Seder smears him as a right-winger. The Young fucking Turks does the same thing. The Young Turds do the same thing. So that's really all you need to know about someone like Sam Seder. So how is it that Bill Maher how are you any better than he is? Oh, that's right. Sam Seder has to think he's the smartest one in the room. Okay, he has to think he's the smartest one in the room. He's the greatest guy ever. Everything he says goes. I want to say what I want to say. I've wanted to say for the longest time now. Like an edgy fucking teenager. Like an edgy fucking teenager. Oh, I called him an ass. Yeah, look at me. Oh, I've been wanting to say this for so long. Nobody else has ever wanted to say it. It's like something he wanted to say all his life. It's like something he wanted to say his whole entire life. Okay, it's like the person that's been waiting fucking 4 hours to take a piss. Okay, it's like, oh, finally, oh, okay, oh god, yeah, but you know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous. It's like Sam Seder's just, he is no better than Bill Maher is. Okay. And think about it. Bill Maher has Trump derangement syndrome, okay? And don't get me wrong, that's no defense of Trump. I fucking hate Trump. Everyone should know that at this point, and I think they do. But there does become a point where your critique of Trump does become Trump derangement syndrome, and I can't stand that. Bill Maher does that, and Sam Seder also does that. Sam Seder is also on the fucking Russia bad train all day long. He bitches and moans about Russia. He's one of the biggest Ukrainian ass kissers out there. He's one of the biggest parroters of giving fucking $80 billion to Ukraine. Sam Seder is one of the biggest fucking cheerleaders for Zelensky. Sniffs Zelensky's ass daily. He's always been a fucking Russia gator and a parroter. He's always been a fucking cocksucking asshole. Okay, you say Bill Maher's always been an ass. Well, Sam Seder's always been an ass. Even back in the day when I was a fan, I was sometimes put off by his fucking smug, arrogant douchebag ass. Besides the point. But no, Sam Seder has always been on the anti-Russia train. To be fair, I was on it too, but obviously I see the light now. I have for quite some time. But Sam Seder does the same exact thing. You would think that he would be buddy with Bill Maher, because Bill Maher says a lot of the same things he says. So aren't you guys like the same exact thing? You're the same exact thing. You spout the Russia bad nonsense all day long, Sam, just like Bill Maher does. And when Bill Maher does it, I get irritated with it. This is why I don't fuck with Bill Maher that much anymore. I'm not that crazy about him anymore, because I don't. Like, there's a lot of things about him that I like. There's some things I don't like about him. So I don't know. I'm kind of just 50-50 on him. I don't know. I don't care. Bill Maher exists, okay? It's whatever. But let's be honest. Why do you think Sam Seder has been talking about Bill Maher lately? Why do you think? Why does Sam Seder talk about anything? Why does he smear people on a daily basis? Let's see. His channel is dead. His channel's been going downhill for years now, and he's just doing anything he can to seek attention, because that's all Sam Seder does nowadays. He's a fucking clown, and he has been for a very long time. All he does is just this fucking nonsense. He's desperate for clicks. He's desperate for attention. He's an absolute clout chaser. He's one of the biggest clout chasers on the internet.com/worldwide today. He's one of the worst I've ever seen in my life. But that's just what it all comes down to, man. It's just ridiculous. Okay, he does the same exact thing, the same fucking thing. That's just all this channel does. So he's desperate for clicks and attention. So no, Bill Maher you're no better than Bill Maher. Bill Maher has his moments. There's a lot of things, like I said, I don't like about him. I don't like a lot of things about him. There isn't. Some of his politics are ridiculous. Like defending Amy Klobuchar, thinking Amy Klobuchar is going to help our country. Yeah, okay, come on now, get the fuck out of here. Just all this type of stuff. So instead of criticizing him on his actual policy positions, what does Sam Seder do? He lies and takes him out of context, and then you criticize him for being woke or politically incorrect. You are the only one that was bringing up wokeism and political incorrectness in this very moment, not you. Okay? So, not him, you're the only one. Not you, not anyone but you. You were the only one. which is exactly why nobody with half a brain takes Sam Seder seriously, because when they listen to him for any longer than 5 minutes, they shouldn't take him seriously. And if I listen to Sam Seder any longer than 5 minutes, I feel like I'm going to lose IQ points, and I'm going to have to check myself into a mental hospital. I, as the mental health guy, I lose brain cells every time I listen to Sam Seder. And I don't listen to him anymore because I can't stand him. I haven't been able to stand him for a long time. That's why I unsubbed, and I do not, and I've been done with him. I don't care. So the whole thing is ridiculous. So that's my thoughts on Bill Maher, and that's my position that Sam Seder takes on him and everything else. So no, Sam Seder, fuck off. You're not helping matters. Okay? So when we get out here and we criticize Bill Maher and actual things, then when Sam Seder tries to step into the picture, it's like, who are you? Where'd you come from? It's just like you're just like an invader from another show. Where the fuck did you come from? So he does that. Like, I don't give a shit about this guy. But overall, I don't even care because he's just a fucking non-issue. He's a dead fucking zero and a nobody. His channel is dead. His channel's garbage. It sucks, and he's fucking trash. And I don't give a shit about him. The only reason I even talk about him is because he brings himself out there, and then when he criticizes people and he makes an ass of himself, he's an ass, not Bill Maher. But sometimes, well, you get the point. He has to do the same exact thing. So therefore, I feel like it's necessary to spread awareness as to who this individual is. That's where I'm getting at with the whole thing. So basically, to sum it up, that's my thoughts on Bill Maher. I don't like a lot of things about him, but Sam Seder is no better than he is. When Sam Seder tries to throw himself in there, just like with Dave Rubin. I don't like Dave Rubin. I think Dave Rubin is a fucking retard, and he's a grifter. He's just Hunter Avallone, only in reverse, where Hunter Avallone was a super far right-winger who turned into a fucking soy boy leftist. Not even like a leftist like me, just a fucking shill, a fake leftist. Kind of like a Young Turds left, if you know what I'm saying. But Dave Rubin went from being a classical liberal over to like a libertarian. Now he's just a conservative. So it's no different. But is Sam Seder better than any of the people that he makes videos about that's obviously just for clicks and attention? No, he's not. Okay? This is why I don't take you seriously, and this is why nobody takes you seriously, because when they listen to stuff like this, they shouldn't take you seriously. So yes, Sam Seder, fuck off. You're not helping us, dipshit. You're not fucking helping us. Period, bottom line. You may think that you're some kind of martyr. You may think that you're the smartest one in the room. You may think that everybody and anything that says anything that is contrary to your narrative is an evil right-winger, Russian puppet, whatever the fuck, okay? All this other nonsense. So whatever you say goes. We get that. But you're no better. That's it. That's all. You're no better. You're no better than any of the people that you claim to are bad people. You're no better. You're no better. You're no better. Period. Bottom line. You're no better. But anyway, that's about all for now. I just wanted to get on here and talk about this and the other topics I wanted to discuss. But anyway, stick around for my stream on Thursday night. I definitely have a lot of things to discuss Thursday night. Some political, some non-political. I'm going to be ripping into some channels that are non-political, but that are just stupid, that Joey and Dax and I have been going on about. That was really funny, so I'm going to talk about that. Refresh my memory when you see my stream, but I'll see you all Thursday with my stream. And a whole bunch of other stuff in the works. Stay tuned for that. More stuff on the way. This is Zach, the Celtics guy, saying thank you for watching. See you all again in the next video, the next stream, and other stuff in the works coming your way soon. And I'll talk to you guys then, and I'll see you all again next time. Bye for now. Take care. Hope you all have yourselves a great night. And I hope that this kind of clears the way and explains my takes on Bill Maher. So yeah, overall, not too crazy about him anymore. But sometimes he does pleasantly surprise me. But Sam Seder, he does nothing for me. He doesn't surprise me. He's not funny. He's not talented. He's not smart. He's not anywhere near as smart as he thinks he is. He knows nothing. And he's no better than any of the people that he criticizes. He's no better than them. If anything, he's even fucking worse. And when I say worse, I mean 1,000,000 times worse. Worse than you'd ever imagine. Which is exactly why I am not a Sam Seder fan. Haven't been for a long time and never will be. Never again. And that's why I tell my fans and others that come to this channel and who know me, avoid Sam Seder at all costs. Yes, avoid him at all costs. Absolutely. Avoid at all costs. Avoid this leprechaun at all costs. Peace out.